Well, good evening, everybody, from Schuylkill Valley, where the Panthers will host our Trojans to open up the 2001 season. And UD is going to be able to receive the opening kick. They're in white. And I mentioned right at the onset here, we're not sure how much of the game we'll get in until there might be a delay for weather, because it is raining here right now at the ballpark, and storms are threatened. And if you look up here by this light, you can see the rain coming down here right now pretty good. Not the storm rain, though. This is a little rain before the storm. So this will be an advantage here for the guys who can play best in the mud, I'm afraid. And we'll see if our boys can do that. Whitmer and Tweedy back to receive the kick for UDA. Wade Whitmer and Tweedy. Eddie on the far side, Wade on the near side. Wade wearing number 1 tonight. And Justin Wiest will be wearing number 4. So we'll be set to go here in just a moment, I think. Or it's going to be a national anthem first, then we'll be back. The opening kick was from a scramble, from a huddle out there, and I missed it. I thought they'd spread out to kick it off, but they didn't. But that's okay. The Trojans have the ball on the 31-yard line. The field here at Schuylkill Valley are very nicely laid out. Very distinguishable marks on the field, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out where in the world the young fellas are here as we get going now, as Buffington will be the quarterback for UDA. And Tweedy will be in the backfield along with Smeltz will be the fullback. Eddie will will line up as the running back. So on the first play of the ball game now from scrimmage, they spread it out on both sides of the field, and Buffington at quarterback. Motion comes Wiest. Handoff is to Eddie, and Eddie will be stopped after no gain on the play. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was all. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Trojans need some good line blocking tonight on both the offensive and defensive lines, and of course they've been decimated by graduation last year, so we've got a lot of ball players in here now who do not have a whole lot of experience on the line, and it'll grow on them as we progress, but going to need that here tonight. Same set. Handoff this time is to Smeltz, I believe it was, and Zach the Ripper got no gain. It'll be 3rd and about 11. Ball resting on the 30-yard line now as the Trojans look at a 3rd down, and they need about 11 here on this play. Single set in the backfield. Buffington looks like he wants to throw. Gets some protection. Fires one over this way. Incomplete. I'm not sure who that might have been intended for. Probably Wiest. But it goes as an incompletion, and it'll be 4th down, a punting situation for UD. So the Trojans will punt this one and give the ball to the Panthers. Here's the kick. Not a real high kick, taken at the 48-yard line. Coming around the right side over here, and he's off to the races as he will be thrown out of bounds. Finally, Matt Loesch coming up, making a stop on him, but he's on the 15-yard line of UD. So the Trojans not really doing a good job of containment that time. Left him run that ball all the way from the 47-yard line down to the 15-yard line. So good run back by that young Panther fella. And it'll be 1st and 10. Panthers now really putting a threat on here early. Karn is the quarterback for Schuylkill Valley. And he's calling the signals right now on a 1st and 10 from the 15. He's going to roll left. He's getting a rush, and trapped in the backfield, on a good tackle that time by UDA's number 71. There's a flag, however, thrown on this play, and the holding is going to be called against Schuylkill Valley. So the loss on the play was back to the 23-yard line. I'm not sure what they're going to do with this one. It was back to the 23, and we'll see what they decide. It's a 10-yard penalty. There was a 7-yard loss on the play. Holding is indeed the call. They march the ball all the way back to the 32-yard line, where it'll be 1st down rather. 1st down and 27 yards or something like that to go. We'll figure it out later. Yep, 1st and 27. All right. Carnes this time. Well, hand it off. Up the middle he goes with it. But he stopped in there pretty quickly by a good host of Trojans that time, making the stop. 58 getting up off the bottom. Knoll getting up off the bottom of that play for UD. Good stop by Knoll. And it'll be second down and about 22. Ball still at the 30 or 31 yard line. Throw at the 31 yard line.
Second down.
Lightning and thunder rumbling in the distance here at the old ballpark. Rain just lightly now, but steady. Here's a ball in the backfield, tripped up nicely. Here's 34. Zach the Ripper Smelts coming up there to make the stop on him. Zach got a hold of the ankle that time and knocked him down. So a loss all the way back to the 36 makes it third down and about 20. Third down and almost 33. Third and 33. So the Panthers not doing much here in their first possession either. Looking at a third and 33. Single set in the backfield for the Valley. Here is a pitch over here complete at the 30-yard line, and he's wrapped up pretty quickly. Nick Williams, the receiver. Smelts again in there on the stop, and Jeffries also in on there for UDA. So it'll be fourth down now, looking at the Panthers. They're on the UDA 28-yard line. Fourth down and a bunch.
Fourth and 24.
Fourth and 24, the announcer says, and he's probably right. Into a shotgun, or is this a punt formation? I'm not sure. Probably do either from here. Let's see what he does with it. Woo, high snap. And a good rush, but a pass overthrown into the end zone it goes, and so that's going to allow the Trojans to take over. First and 10 now for UD. So the Trojans doing a good job defensively that time, holding these Panthers, and they'll get the ball back. First and 10 on their own 28-yard line. Okay, first and 10 now. Buffington again in a quarterback here at the 28-yard line of UDA. Handoff coming up the middle. Oh, I thought there was a hole there for Eddie, but there wasn't, as Twee got wrapped up pretty quickly that time. Looked like about the time he got it going, somebody come in there and knocked him down for a loss of a yard. Second and 11. So the Trojans so far have not gained any positive yardage here in 4 tries. And we'll give it a try again here now. Playing in the first quarter in the rain. 7:25 left here in period number 1. Trojans not getting any openings for these backs to go through so far. Buffington to throw. Dumps one over the middle. It is tipped and incomplete. Intended for Loesch, I believe, but goes as an incompletion, and they can be glad that that wasn't picked off. It was tipped, but not handled by anyone, so it'll be third down now. Okay, looking at a big third down and 11 for UD. Buffington to throw again. Rolls over to the right, getting a rush, and he's going to be thrown down in the backfield. A sack back there by that number 10, or 40 rather, Trowski, bringing him down, and so that'll cause the Trojans to punt the ball away again. So both teams really sputtering offensively here. Both teams with new coaches now. Coach Furley for us, and the coach of the Panthers, also his first year too. So a lot of things to be learned out here. Here's the kick. Comes back this way, and it's going to take a little bit of a UD roll. Picked up at the 45-yard line, and upfield it comes now, and he'll be tackled at the 30-yard line. So that's where the Panthers will put it in play. First and 10 on UDA turf again here at the UDA 36. Culva making a stop in there for the Trojans. Ball on the 30-yard line. First and 10. Carnes has it yet, pitches it back, and sweeping the side over here comes a young fella. He's going to be sprung all the way down to the inside the 10-yard line. Nice run that time. Some good effective blocking in the backfield for the Panthers. And he's got the ball all the way down to the 9. It'll be first and goal now for the Schuylkill Valley on the UDA 9-yard line. So the Trojans just getting beat back there with that good blocking by Panther Valley. Both teams, I may have mentioned this before, I'm not sure, coming off losing seasons last year. Panthers, I think, 4-10, and Trojans 4-7 or something, or whatever it was. Here's a Carnes rushing it all the way down inside the. Where is he?
Eddie at about the 3-yard line.
Eddie picks him up at the 3. Twee Eddie with the stop, they said. So second and goal at the 3-yard line. Storm coming, and the referee is going to call time, and he might decide that we're just about ready to stop the game for a moment here. Let's see what they say. It wouldn't surprise me at all, because I think he's talking to the athletic director out here, and he's just deciding about the weather, I think. The storm hasn't approached yet, but if it's a quick moving storm, they'd probably be wise to just button it up here for a little bit and then wait till the storm goes by. He's checking his clock. He's been looking at the sky, so I have a lot of respect for this guy so far. And let's see what he's going to do. He's going to call time, and I think we're going to delay and get out of here. Yep. So that's going to do it for the moment. We've got 5 minutes, 45 seconds. 5 minutes, 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. No score, and we'll be back when they resume the ball game. It is lightning and storming out here to the north, and it's a lot of severe lightning over there that makes the crowd go, ooh. So we're getting the heck out of here. We'll be back. Okay. Well, we're back at least momentarily now, as the officials and the teams have resumed their positions on the field. The delay was about 45 minutes or so, according to my watch. And the lightning has basically moved out of the area, although you may still see a flash now and then. But the rain has really subsided. It never rained really awfully hard, but just for the last couple of minutes before they resumed, and that was about it. So the play will be coming up here in just a moment, as both teams are given an opportunity to warm up again here now, as they've spent the last 45 minutes somewhere. I'm not sure where, down to school or down the bus. I'm not sure where they went here, but at any rate, we got 5:45 left here in the first quarter. No score. The ball is on the 3-yard line, and the Panthers of Schuylkill Valley looking to see if they can't drive one in here against our Trojans. It is second down and goal from the 3.
Consistent with the goals of high school athletics.
Okay, we're set to go.
Second down at the 3. Scoring the quarterback.
Second down at the 3. Carnes, the quarterback. Motion comes over this way. Handoff to the first guy or second guy through, and he dives down to about the 2. Good stop made in there by Smeltz, and another Trojan. It'll be third down. They huddle up quickly here. Go to the line of scrimmage immediately. Third and goal at the 1-yard line. In motion goes 34 over on the left side. Carnes keeps it and dives in himself. So the first 7 or 6 points of this ball game scored by the Panthers, and it's a 6-0 lead here now for Panther Valley boys. And the extra point try will be coming up in just a moment. It looks like they will attempt to kick the PAT. High snap. The ball comes back here, and this is going to be just muffed up here, so there will be no extra point. So the score, 6-0 here. Panther Valley, the Trojans will get the kick coming up here in just a moment. Whitmer and Eddie back to receive the kick for UD. And the Panthers, this time they do break a huddle and line up as they did not in the first half, and the ball game opened. I mean, the first quarter, they just kind of came out of a huddle and kicked the ball. From the 15 up to the 20, Whitmer's got it, and that's about as far as Wade can go, as he is nailed at about the 21. So the Trojans will put it in there, 1st and 10, put it in play right there on their own 21-yard line. So the Trojans now trailing 6-0. Need to go to work here and see if we can play in this rain-soaked field here now. No question about it. The ball will obviously get slippy if it isn't already. The officials, of course, try to dry it off every chance they get, but then they roll it over in the grass, and I think that's up the middle with it comes Smelts, and Zach rips it ahead for about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
At the 25.
Good plunge that time by Zach the Ripper.
Brought down by Derek Williams.
It'll be 2nd and 6. Smelts goes as the single set. Handoff is to Smelts. Up the middle he goes. Getting a couple more yards out to the 20, or that was Twee Eddy rather. Twee Eddy, I beg your pardon. And Twee runs it out to the 27-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4. Eddy checks out of the lineup now. Smelts back in there as he's lone set in the backfield. He's the fullback. Buffington wants to throw. Rolls right, getting a rush. Now gets a good block. Downfield it is. A man out there. Oh, just overthrown is Wiest. Jared couldn't catch up with that one. But he was out there, had a step or two on the defenders, but the ball just a little bit overthrown. So it'll bring up a 4th down, and Trojans will punt the ball again. Jason Jeffries, the punter for UDA here in the early going. So we'll see if we can get a good punt off. Good snap, the punt. It's kind of a line drive punt, taking it to the 50-yard line. And he spins away from 1 tackler, 2 tacklers, and he's going to be nailed at the 45-yard line of UDA. So good job on the coverage that time by the Trojans. Run back of about 5 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Panthers of Schuylkill Valley here on the Trojan 45-yard line.
Panthers 1st and 10 at the Trojan 45-yard line.
Carnes is the quarterback. They go with that single set in the backfield. I think this is the run and gunner, what they used to call it when the Trojans ran this one. And handoff is to the running back that time, and he gets nothing out of that as he's stacked up immediately in there by number 77 along with Smelts. Mattern, 77, making a big stop for UD along with Zach the Ripper. No gain. As a matter of fact, they lost a yard back to the 46-yard line. So they'll go from the same formation, a little different formation, single set this time. Receivers out on both sides of the field for Carnes on his 2nd down and 11. Carnes will throw it. Dumps it. Oh, incomplete. Thrown low. Intended for number 15 or 45. 15, I guess it was. But no chance on that one. He threw it down about a foot or 2 in front of the young fella. And so it'll be 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11 from the shotgun they go this time. In motion goes 15. Oh, strike way back over his head. And coming back to cover him there is number 71. But a high snap that time causes the ball to be recovered back at the 35-yard line of the Panthers now. So the Trojans will get the ball back and perhaps will get some good position this time for the first time in the ball game, as the young Panther punter will be back at around his own 25-yard line when he steps up to punt distance. 4th down at about 30. See what kind of a snap he gets here. Oh, a little wide, but he's got it. And a punt. Nice punt. Going to be fair catch called for and made down here at the 34-yard line. So Whitmer made the catch, and Fair caught it, and then he decided to run with it after that. I think it was Whitmer. And at any rate, it is Fair caught at the 34, where it'll be 1st and 10 UD now. See if the Trojan get her going here. Storms continue to rumble to our south, but here it has quit raining at the ballpark. It's quite a very nice evening at the moment. It's a handoff. Whoa, slipping in the backfield that time. Not able to get any kind of footage that time is Twee Eddy. And Twee trying to cut her over here on the left side. Found the going a little rough right there, and I can imagine it's going to be that way at a lot of this field now. So it's a loss of yards, 2nd and 11. 2nd and 12. And flag thrown for a substitution infraction against UD. So that'll cost them 5 and bring up a 2nd down and 12. Or 2nd down and 17. 2nd down, 17 now for UD. Buffington wants to throw, has protection this time. Now it's breaking down, fires one down the field. It is complete for a short gain. Not too much on that one. Maybe actually back to the line of scrimmage. So a 7-yard pass play that time. Almost 8. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Well, just as I spoke about the rain stopping, the rain begins again. Buffington to throw, looking, getting a rush. Now he's going to get scrambled under at the 23 or so. A couple seconds ago that I said the rain had stopped, and all of a sudden it is coming down like crazy again, and the umbrellas have popped out on the far side. So penalty against UD on that last play was declined, and so the Trojans once again will have to punt it away, and Jeffries goes back again to punt. This time he'll be stepping up to about the 15-yard line to get this one away. We'll watch it. Good snap. Low kick, and could get a UD roll. Nope, picked up the 48-yard line. And he is thrown down out here at the 40-yard line. What a 12-yard run back. He is hit out here, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers with 1:31 left here in the first quarter. Well, Carnes goes back to work now with his Panthers again in UD territory at the 39-yard line. Quarterback hands it off, and up the middle he goes with it for a couple of yards down to the 35. Picking up 4. Mattern making a stop in there for UD. It'll be 2nd down and 6. And hold everything. Flag. Clock still says 1 minute, but apparently that was the end of the first quarter. So at the end of 1 here at Schuylkill Valley, it is Schuylkill Valley 6, UDA nothing.
2nd down, 7 yards to go.
Okay, on a 2nd and 7 now for the Panthers, heading right to left here.
Ready. Red, black, and white.
And look out, the ball is loose, but it's picked up over there by the Panthers. Ball came back to the 39-yard line. Loss on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 11. Ball is going to be slippery, and getting more slippery now as the rain continues here, although it has slackened up considerably here just in the last 3 minutes. Trojans moving around in the line. They're trying to figure out where they can get through to these guys. Here's a pass down the field. It is going to be overthrown and incomplete.
Pass intended for Price, it was incomplete, and 4th down.
So it'll be 4th down, and UD will get the ball back.
Maybe.
Thought it quit, but it didn't. I faked Ray out here. Still raining. 4th down play. They pass a little flare over here. This is going to be down to the 29, where a good stop is made in there by Wiest, I believe it was. Making a good stop for UD. It is going to be short of the 1st down, and so the Trojans will take over on their own 30-yard line. So now, by gosh, let's see if we do any better heading east here at the old ballpark. All right, here we go now. Only 1st and 10 for UD. Wants to throw over the middle. It is incomplete. Intended out here for number 84, but just a little bit too hard, and Harmon couldn't hold on to that one, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. Didn't get near it, actually. 2nd down play doesn't get us too much that time, as he was stopped at the gain of 1 or 2. Make it 2, it'll be 3rd and 8. Third down and 8. So the Trojans knotted up down here at their own 32-yard line. To throw again, dumps a screen off over there, but he's going to be trapped immediately as Eddie, and then a late hit will be tacked onto this one, and that will get the Trojans their first down of the ball game, I believe, as a 15-yard penalty I think should be tacked on here and give the Trojans a first, but we'll see. It'll be darn close. Personal foul, late hit, and they'll march this one off against the Panthers.
That'll be the only
First down UDA. Now they got it at their own 43-yard line, so they did march off the penalty, and that gave the Trojans their first down of the ball game, I do believe. Back to pass he goes, looking over the middle. It is incomplete. Oh, yeah, that one could have been caught, and I'm pretty sure that Harmon knows that one. Bryce should have hung on to that one. It was right over the middle and just couldn't quite hang on to it. Second down and 10. Second and 10 now from the 43-yard line. They spread everybody out on the near side of the field this time. Buffington looking back, wants to throw. Getting a rush, and he's not going to get away as he is thrown back. And Miller comes in there to make the sack on Buffington. Drop him all the way back to the 30-yard line. A big loss for the Trojans. It'll be third and about 23. Okay, it's third down now and about 23. Two Eddie lines up in the backfield behind Buffington. He looks to throw. Over the middle. It is incomplete. 15 had a hand on it. It was intended there for Loesch. But boy, oh boy. Just about picked off. Fourth down now, and the Trojans will punt it again. This time they'll be punting with the breeze that is blowing now at their back anyway. You might get a good punt out of this. Let's see. Jeffries will punt it away. Good snap, excellent snap. Kick comes down this way, and it's going to be caught at the 41-yard line. To the 45, midfield he goes, and then he's going to be driven back on a good stop in there made by Eddie. And that's going to be where the Panthers will put it in play. First and 10 on their own 49-yard line. We've got 8 minutes, 59 seconds left here in the first half. Panthers lead 6-0. Trojans so far unable to get the offense untracked here against these young Panthers. So let's see what the defense can do now as they'll dig in here. First and 10. Hand off to the first guy through there, and he is tripped up nicely in there. 58 Bell, I think, or not, Noel rather. And let's see, do we have a penalty on this play? We do. Illegal procedure called against the Panthers. 5-yard penalty tacked on to the Panthers here. Now takes the ball back to the 45-yard line. It'll be first down and 15 for Schuylkill Valley. Carnes, the QB, he's a sophomore. Fires it over this way, incomplete. Out of the reach of 2-5. He's second and 10. Okay, looking at a second and 15. QB still has it, pitches it back, and the ball is loose. And in the back, still loose, look out. Trojans have got it, I think. Now they finally have it. Yeah, the Trojans got it finally now. It looks like Noel might have come up with that one. A couple of guys in there really scrapping for it, but Noel come up with it, and we've got a first and 10 now at the Panther 29-yard line. So obviously the best field position for UD all night long. So let's see what in the world we can do with it now. First and 10, a big advantage here for UD now. Big break, and we need it. Mace is the center in there. Has been doing a heck of a job for UD on these snaps. Buffington hands it off. Over this side comes Smeltz. The Ripper, or rather Twee, rather. Eddie. Picking up 2 or 3. 2, it'll be second down 8. Eddie lines up behind Smeltz. Smeltz, the fullback. Eddie, the running back on this play. Buffington setting it up on a 2nd and 8. Eddie, second man through there, barrels his way over the 25 to the 24-yard line. Pretty good gain on that play. Picked up about 4. Be 3rd down and 4. Well, they actually moved the stick back now. It's more like a 3rd and almost 6, so not as much gain on the last play as I thought. Big play right here. UD needs a first down right here. Reese comes in motion. Hand up as Twee's got it. Twee turns it upfield and is going to be knocked down over there. Close to the first down, maybe a yard or so short.
21-yard line.
4th and 1 now for UD. Looks like they need about 2 feet on a 4th down and 1. They line up Zach Smeltz as a single set fullback in the backfield. And it's going to be sneaked ahead here by Buffington for about 3. So he's got the first down and then some. Flag. Flag on the play. Illegal motion against UD. Hold everything. Illegal motion against the Trojans. This is coming back. Okay, well, we're going to try it again now. This time, though, it's a 4th and 6. Throwing, passing, man, nope, incomplete. Oh, and a flag thrown. Wade Whitmer, the intended receiver, but I think they're going to rule that he was tripped up out there. And a flag thrown, and that should be interference on the Panthers, and it is. So that'll be another first down. The Trojans have not gained a first down on their own yet, but they'll take it as they'll pick up their 2nd first down here now. And this one will be putting the ball down at the, let's see where he goes with it here. About the 13-yard line. Be 1st and 10 UD on the 13 of the Panthers of the Valley or whatever Valley we're at. Where are we at? Schuylkill Valley, that's it. Okay, 1st and 10. Now, the Trojans still looking for their first legitimate one, but better yet, they're looking for their first 6 points of the season here. We can get one in. Oh, my. Into the backfield with the football came number 44. Loss on the play of about 5. Be 2nd and actually about 6. Be 2nd and 16. Second on the ball back now to the 18-yard line. Whoa, that'll get 5 of those back. Ball back to the 13-yard line. Now 2nd and 10. So the officials are moving the ball better than both teams have moved the ball so far in this ball game. There is Eddie. Eddie breaks it down inside the 10 to about the 7. Nice run that time by Twee Eddie as he slithered in there. Picked up a couple of nice yards that time. Picked up, about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6. They spot the ball at the 9-yard line. Okay, let's stay back here and see what we're going to do with this one. 8 yards away from the first TD of the season. To throw. Dumps it over the middle. It is complete and in. Yes, touchdown. Touchdown to Wade Whitmer. An 8-yard touchdown pass from Zach Buffington to Wade Whitmer. And the Trojans get their first 6 points of the season and the ball game here with 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the first half of the ball game. The Trojans have tied it up and look to take the lead here with an extra point. Well, let's see if we can get a good kickoff here, a kick now. The PAT, see if they're going to actually do a kick or a one. I never see them try this. Is placements down? Nope. It's going to be Smeltz dumping one over on the side, incomplete. So the kick fails, and it is a 6-6 ball game now, and UD will be kicking off to the Panthers here in just a moment.
For the Panthers, Eddie back to kick off.
Trojans are ready to kick off now following their first touchdown of the ball game. Eddie going to do the kicking for UD on this kickoff. And let's see what he does with it. Here it comes. It's going to be down the right side here. Picked up at the 17. To the 20, the 25, and up to the 30, where he's tackled with a nice low tackle that time by number 48 of UDA. Eddie also on the bottom of that pile. But I think 48 had a good hand on him there for UD, and I'll try to figure out who that young fellow is here in just a second. Ball is out at the 20 or 33 yard line. First and 10 Panthers. First and 10.
Scoring the quarterback.
Here's Carnes. Carnes, whoops, slips in the backfield, goes down on a knee, and that's going to do it, as he will be counted as down back there. Loss on the play of about 3 back to the 30-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 13 now. Second and 13. Carnes wants to throw, screens it over here to this young fella, and he'll get away from one tackler, and he is off to the races, and he is going to be knocked out of bounds down here. Big play that time, as we had fella scamper down the left side here all the way down to the 38-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Schuylkill Valley boys. That Panther was panting that time as he went down the sideline, almost outran everybody, but finally tripped up at the 38-yard line. Went out of bounds there, so that's where they marked the ball. 1st and 10. From the shotgun they go this time, goes Carnes. See if he can get a bad snap. Nope. Good. Yes, he did. By gosh, I called it. And back it comes to the 47-yard line of the Panthers. So ball really slippery out there. And timeout's going to be called now by the Panthers. Timeout called. 3:06 left here in the first half. Panthers call timeout. Okay, 2nd down, 26 for the Panthers. Let's watch what they're doing here. He wants to throw, looking, throws a screen over here on this side. And 15 heading down the sidelines again, but he may have stepped out up here. He did, stepped out at the 40. He gets knocked out of bounds at about the 25, but way back here, he stepped out of bounds where it'll be near the line of the original line of scrimmage, somewhere around there. So it'll be a 3rd down rather, and 11. He set that screen up okay, and the Trojans are getting blocked the heck out of there. Good yardage made every time by that Panther outfit in that play, so got to button that one up a little bit. 3rd down, a little more than 10. Pass, screen over on the right side this time. 25's got it. He's got 5, he's got 10, he's got 15, picking up some blocking. Downfield to the 25, breaks a couple of tackles and gets all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Excellent run that time by that young Panther fella. Eddie finally making the stop way downfield. And it's 1st and 10, Schuylkill Valley. First time ever that these two teams have met. Carnes still has it, and he'll dive ahead maybe for a yard, maybe not. It's hard to tell. Not much. 2nd down coming up. Gain of 2. It's 2nd down and 8 from the 11-yard line. Quarterback has it, and somebody's got him. He drags it ahead, though, for a yard or 2. Maybe picked up a yard or so. Be 3rd down and 4. Ball about the 9-yard line, I believe. Yeah, maybe it's on the 7. 3rd and 4 from about the 7. That sounds right to me. It's a little hard to tell now. Some of the lines that I said were standing out real well here early on now are washed a little bit by the rain. Carnes throwing over here to 25, and this time he's going to be hit and racked up there. Wiest coming in there to make the stop on him first, number 4 for UD.
We stopped him short. Lost about 1.
It'll be 4th down now and 5. So the Trojans can get one more break here on the defense. We'll be all right. 4th down, 6 for a first down.
Here comes Justin Lee.
Looking, dumping, touchdown. Touchdown, and that makes it now 12-6 with 31.9 seconds remaining here in the first half. 12-0. Well, as soon as they change it here, the Homers have 12, we have 6. There it is. Okay. Kickoff coming up in just a moment, or an extra point rather, coming up here in just a moment. Once again, they look like they would like to kick it. Whether they do or not will be determined here in just a moment. Or no, they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. Pass, same play, same result. Extra point. 14-6 with 31.9 seconds remaining here in the first half. Trojans will get the ball back in just a moment. The Trojans await the kickoff here following that touchdown there by the Panthers, and timeout's going to be called before the Panthers get the touchdown. I mean, get the kickoff made here. So, well, they called time. Now I'm not sure what you want to call timeout, and we're not rehuddling or doing anything like that. So we're waiting for the kickoff. Panthers signify that they're ready, but they called timeout. So you got to take the allotted timeout, minute, whatever it is, and then they'll be ready.
For the Panthers.
Well, here we go. Kickoff coming here following their second TD. And here it is. Going to go over on the right side, and they're going to let it go out of bounds, I believe. Yeah, it's out of bounds it goes.
Kick is out of bounds.
And so they'll do it again. Go the Trojans with still 31.9 seconds remaining here now. Start at their own 35-yard line following the penalty for kicking the ball out of bounds on the kickoff. So let's see what happens here now.
Buffington, the quarterback.
Buffington dropping back, looking to throw. Not too much of a rush this time. He has time, I think. Well, now it's going to run out of time. Couldn't find anybody open.
Keeps the ball and knocked out
And so he picks up
gain of about
maybe a yard or two.
4 on the play. It'll be second.
And it'll be second down and 7. Well, at the 38-yard line now, second down 7. 23 seconds remaining. Went out of bounds to stop the clock. This time the draw goes nowhere as they've got a couple of guys in there on top of him immediately. That was Eddie trying to do something that time, but he is wrestled back to the original line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 10 coming up now for UDA.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, Twee's got her teed up here now as we get set for the second half of action here at Schuylkill Valley. Panthers leading our Trojans 14-6. We have to kick off to them since they kicked off to us to begin the football game. So we're ready to do that right now. See if we can generate a little bit of offense here in the second half. Now the field's still wet, of course, but the rain has quit, period. It hasn't subsided. It hasn't rained now for the last half hour or better. So the ball will still be slippery when wet, but should be a little easier to handle this half, we hope. Hope it stays that way. Here's Twee's kick. It is straight down the middle at the 25. 44 with it, running down the far side, slipping away from several tacklers, and finally run out of bounds by Matt Loesch at the 45 or so yard line. We'll see where they spot it. Man, tackling on the Trojans just a little much to be desired at the moment. Now, there's a lot of guys had shots at him, but Nobody could bring him down. It's on the 49-yard line of the Trojans now. First and 10 on the UD 49. Same formation that they've used most of the night. Carnes the quarterback. He'll look to throw one. Dumps one over this. Oh, nearly picked off. Wow, Twee Eddie had a shot at that one. And went as an incompletion, but wow. That was close. Second down and 10. So it's now second and 10. Carnes sends a man in motion. He hands it off to the back there, and he'll get maybe a yard or so. Not much more than that. In fact, perhaps no gain on the play. Some good defensive action in there that time by UD.
On the defensive end.
Smeltz, they give credit for that one. 70 also in there for UD for sure. So it'll be third and 10 now. 70, Ryan Ressler, I believe, was in on that last play. They put a quad over here. No one in the backfield except the quarterback. 4 guys splitting this side. Big rush. Pass down this side. It is incomplete. Off the hands of number 23 and popped up in the air. Eddie on the coverage down there for UD. So it's fourth down now. These Panthers aren't doing anything that's spectacular either, except they've got the score on us right now, and we're going to try to do something about that here in the second half. So we're going to get the ball as Whitmer and Eddie drop back to receive this punt.
Eddie and Whitmer deep for the Trojans. Corn back in confirmation.
Pretty good snap that time. Punt. Rifle shot down here for Whitmer. Whitmer's got it at the 23-yard line, where he slips to a halt, and it will be put in play right there by UDA at their own 23-yard line. First and 10. Buffington at the quarterback spot will try to get his Trojans a little offense here now. Let's see if we can get her going. Nope, not that time. Hand off, and in there on top of him with no line blocking is number 20 or number 14 or 44. Loss on the play back to the 20-yard line. It's a second and 13. On a second down, 13 play now. Smeltz, the only set in the backfield behind Buffington. Then he slipped down, and he won't be able to get it going again now, as the traction back there would not allow Zach the Ripper to rip anything that time, as he ripped up a little grass. That's about it. It'll be back to the 15-yard line, and it'll be third down and about 18. Well, third down, about 18. Rain starting to drip on down on us again here. Here's Smeltz firing down the left side. It's complete over there for Wiest, but he's tackled almost immediately. And good gain on the play. Brings the ball back to the original line of scrimmage and then one. So it's a 4th and 9. And we'll have to punt. 4th and 8. Here's the punt, and it goes downfield, taken out here at the 43-yard line. He's up to the 45, 50, 45, and down near the Trojan 40-yard line. First and 10, Panthers on the Trojan 41-yard line. Timeout called by UDA. Timeout on the field. The rain coming down again here, just a little bit. Not very much, but just enough to get the umbrellas back out again over here. Time call. We'll be right back. Panthers now set it back in play. First and 10. 41-yard line. Quarterback's got it. Scrambles around the left side. He's got a blocker out in front of him. Rambles all the way down and is tackled finally on a good tackle by Matt Loesch. Back down around the 20. Matt coming up with a big stop after he gained a good bunch of yardage around the left side over there. And it will be first down now at the 21-yard line. 20 yards on that scamper by the quarterback, Corn or Carnes, I'm not sure. Corn, I guess it is. He wants to throw. He fires one down into the end zone. Here it is incomplete. Intended for number 23 back here, I believe. But way out of bounds. Second down. Quarterback still has it again. He is going to be dragged down this time. Not much on that of nothing. Probably a loss on the play.
No.
Third down and 11 as the Panthers are ready to go right at it again. Third and 11. They don't waste much time in the huddle. Pass over the left side, complete. Over the middle he goes with it, and he's going to be dragged down around the 10-yard line, maybe 11 or 12. We'll see where they spot it when they get everybody untangled here.
11-yard line.
Well, they just measured this spot and found out it was a first down, so it's a first down now at the Trojan 11-yard line. The Panthers will put it in play. Hey, Ray. There's a pitch over this way, and young fella's got it. Drags away from one tackler. It nearly got away from two, but goes all the way down to the 8-yard line. It'll be second down and about 4. Second down, 6 yards to go. At the 7-yard line, quarterback's got to keep it. Scrambles around the side, cuts it upfield. Touchdown. Snuck in there without too much trouble that time. And it's a 20-6 ball game, and the extra point try will be coming up here in a moment. Extra point try coming up here. Puts down, puts it up, puts it in. Good. 21-6, and we'll be back with the Panther kickoff in just a moment. And now things aren't bad enough here. The rain really coming down again here at the ballpark. No lightning, no storm around, but boy, is it raining nice. If it's raining like this at home, we'll be thankful for the shower. But over here, well, now it's really starting to come. Really starting to pour down here. Wow. I know sometimes kids like to play in the rain. Oh, they're getting their wish right now, man, because it is raining. I mean, it's not raining a little, it's raining a lot. Here's the kick. Goes down here, and it's going to picked up at the 18. And he is smacked down at the 22-yard line or 25, wherever they put it down. It's really raining, getting ridiculous here a little bit. But anyway.
It's at the 27-yard line.
It's at the 27, first and 10 UD on their own 27. Okay. First and 10 now for UD. Buffington hands it off. Up the middle with it comes Zach Smeltz. Zach firing ahead. Zach still on his feet. Zach has a couple people to beat. Shakes a couple tacklers off and gets tackled finally on the best run of the evening for the Trojans, needless to say, as the Ripper really ripped that one. Got out there in the open and really took off with that ball. So the best run that we've seen in the new season here that time belongs to Zach the Ripper Smeltz. There he is. Zach's all pooped now. He's leaving. Shook off a couple tackles and everything. So ball all the way down to the 32-yard line of the Panthers. Tweedy back in there to replace Smeltz in the backfield for UDA. Eddie can't get anywhere this time as he's met by 3 Panthers instantly out there. And it'll be second down and about 11. Second and 11. The ball back at the 33-yard line now. Second and 12. Second and 12. Third and 12. Third down, 14 for UD. Not much you can say about this ball game. I mean, we're just not blocking on the line at all, and young fellas got to learn to block. Now he's going to try to throw. He gets loose. Now he'll tuck it away and run it, and he'll be dragged out of bounds down here.
Quarterback keeps the ball. Stop by Wynn after a gain of 3 on the play.
Picked up 3, be 4th and 12. Oh yeah. 4th and 12. Trojans will go for it now. They got to get something going offensively here. Dropping back is Buffington, looking down the middle. Oh, tipped up in the air, intended out there for number 83, Jeffries, I think that is. But it'll turn the ball over now on downs to the Panthers with 3:41 left here in the third quarter. Well, just like that, and I'm telling you, it was only minutes ago that it was pouring here. And now, of course, the rain has subsided once again, which we're thankful for. No rain at all at the moment. Here's Carnes on a 1st and 10. Looking, dumping it over the middle, is incomplete. Intended for number 25, or Wien, but goes as an incomplete. Should be 2nd down and 10. And just like this, the Panthers are ready to go. They don't waste time. They run their plays, I'll tell you. No, hardly any huddle for these guys. Whoa, ball's popped up in the air, and he's got it over there on the side, and it is complete for about 7 or 8 yards. We'll see. Got a Trojan shaken up on the play. Somebody's shaken up on that play. It could be Twee Eddie. The way it might be. It might pull a Charlie horse or something. Hard to tell. That's a
9-yard pickup.
Certainly hope Twee's okay. He went off the field, and as he rush up the middle, and he's got more than enough for the first time. He drags about 5 or 6 Trojans with him. Like a run by that young fella there, dragging all kinds of Trojans with him all the way to the 45-yard line, but there is a flag down here, and the flag goes against the Panthers. So this one's coming back. Okay. Quarterback has it. Flips it over to the side. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of number 15 over there. And they'll bring up a 4th down now. So the Panthers again will be forced to punt. Back in punt formation they go. Markle and Whitmer back deep this time. Here's a low snap. He picks it up, fires it over this way, and it's going to be, let's see, oops, wait a minute. It's going to be recovered by UD, but wow, that was close. But we got it, and it'll be 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line of Upper Dauphin.
It'll be 1st and 10.
Okay, 1st and 10 now for the Trojans. Buffington and the Trojans having all kinds of troubles tonight trying to get any offense generated. There's thunder in the background again here now. I haven't seen lightning, but I hear the thunder. Pass complete to Wade Whitmer. Pass to Wade Whitmer for 8, and there's a flag on the play. So the Trojans may be guilty of holding. We'll see. Nope, we're going to see what they did here. Illegal procedure against UD. I'll take them back. There's 2 penalties on the last play. One was illegal procedure. The other was holding. They declined the illegal procedure against UD, but took the holding, which takes the ball back to the 15-yard line now. It'll be 1st and 23 or something like that. Dumping it ahead. It is complete. This time to Whitmer.
Brought down by Ryan Williams.
And Wade getting up a little slowly out there, holding his left or his right leg. So I'm not sure what might have happened to Wade. But he's shaken up on the play, and he's going to have to leave, I think.
2nd and 14.
2nd down and 14, and the thunder is gathering nearer and nearer to us now. I haven't actually seen it flash yet, Ray. You know it. I haven't seen it lightning, but I sure hear the thunder. It's roaring down here. Down the valley to our left and to the west here, the old ballpark. Buffington back to throw. Now he's going to tuck it away and run down the sideline and out of bounds. With a minute and 33 left here in the third quarter. Another flag thrown out there. Probably move the ball back now to the 19-yard line. It's second down and about 18 or 19 yards to go for a first down. Big rush and another sack. This one down about the 8-yard line. See where they spot him. Sometimes they'll spot him ahead here, but anyway, referee says it was down at the 9. So it'll be another big loss and another big fourth down play coming up here for UD. Or no, third down maybe.
10-yard line.
Third down and a very long from about the 8. Buffington to throw, looking, fires one down the field. It is intercepted by number 25. And he will run it all the way down and go out of bounds before he gets to the 15 or 20. There is a torrential rain falling now. I mean, it is blistering here. And I'm not sure what's going on here. I'll just try to keep you informed as much as I can. I'm going to a handheld now, so that's why the pictures might be a little more jittery than they normally are. But man, it is coming down in buckets. And this is only the third quarter. I think if there's a delay again here because of the weather, I think they'll just call it quits for tonight. The official here is looking at the scoreboard clock because that's the end of the quarter. So the third quarter has come to the end in quite a deluge here. And we've got a 21-6 score here, and we'll be back with the third quarter here, or fourth quarter right in just a moment. Set to go with the fourth quarter now here at the ballpark. Panthers with the ball on the 16-yard line of UDA. Ball slips out of his hands, picks it up, slipped out again, and I think they have recovered it at the 15. Yep, third down coming up. On a roof over here at Panther Valley. We are not like in the confines at home. We're on a roof, and we are getting wet. How about it? Huh? Are we getting wet or what? We're getting wet. Yes, sir. Under the umbrellas, whatever. Okay, here we go. Ball again slips out of the quarterback's hands as it is pouring out here. The ball is just absolutely slippery wet. Totally wet. Has to be. Coming up here now for the Panthers. Rain coming down also for the Panthers. Quarterback has this one. He's going to try to cut it up the middle. He gets a couple of yards inside the 15 and maybe the 13. But that's going to do it as the ball will be turned over here on downs, and UD will take over at the 13-yard line.
Here it comes.
And the rain really pouring down here. There's your time. 10:35 left here in the ball game. Now either the clock's ready to expire, or the field's going underwater. I'm not sure which will come first. As it's raining and it's starting to thunder, and it's just not a good night over here at wherever we are. First and 10. Buffington, the QB. 34, Zach the Ripper Smelts in there. Twee out with an injury. Smelts wants to throw in this torrent. He throws it over here to Smelts. Smelts bounces off one tackler and then goes out of bounds, stopping the clock. And it's pouring.
I think you better put that roof on over there.
Smells to throw over the middle, incomplete. intended for number 84.
Intended for Harmon.
Bryce Harmon, the intended receiver that time, but he couldn't hang on to that one, and it's third down coming up. Don't want to make this sound like a weather report, but the first part of the storm tonight was mostly lightning and thunder and not much rain. This one here is mostly rain and not much lightning and thunder. Little bit. Buffington scrambling for his life, and he's going to be dragged down out there. And I guess UD will have to punt now. I'm losing track of everything here, folks, because you can't believe how it's raining. I mean, it is really coming down. And believe it or not, the cheerleaders are down here still struggling here to keep their hairdo on. And it's fourth down coming up now for UD.
Trojan back 17, back around the 7-yard line.
Low snap, but handled. And out here it comes. Taken on this water-soaked field. And he's going to travel upfield and be dragged down finally as Loesch gets a hand on him. And that'll be where the ball will be put in play.
First and 10 Panthers at the 16.
First and 10 on the 16-yard line. Carnes has it, tries to cut it upfield, can't do it. Tackled by a couple of Trojans that time on a good stop. It'll be second down and about 10.
Yeah, good defense.
Yep. Oh. Third down and 9 it is now, folks, if you're still with us here, and I guess you are, sitting at home watching this on your TV. But it is ugly here. Now it's starting to slack up just a little. Ball on the ground again, but picked up by Carnes and rambles ahead for maybe a yard. And we'll bring up fourth down now, so neither team able to do anything with it. So we need the Trojans to run this out. 5:54 left here in the ball game. Fourth down for the Panthers, so let's see if we can hold them off here a little bit. Okay, here we go. Fourth down. He's throwing. Fires it down into the corner. It is intercepted. No. Intercepted. I think it's a marker, or is that a flag?
A flag.
Oh. I think he probably pushed off.
Intercepted, there's a flag in the play.
Interference should go against the Panthers, I think. Panthers were penalized offensive pass interference, which is a loss of down 2, but that didn't matter. But the Trojans get the ball now at the 30-yard line. That's what it is. First down, UD on the 30-yard line. 7:20 left here in this miserable night over here at Schuylkill Valley. Buffington wants to throw. He's getting a big rush, and the ball comes loose. And let's see who's got it. I'm not sure. Looks like Panther Valley would signal they have it, but I'm not sure. Yes, they do. They are sure.
And the Panthers recover.
And that'll give the Panthers the ball right back in. So the Panthers will run it anyway and wind the clock down with 5 minutes and 6 seconds left. First and 10 from the 21-yard line of UDA for the Panthers. The rain pelting down. You can hear it plainly on the TV, I'm sure. And off up the middle, down to the 19-yard line he goes. Gain of maybe 2, will be second and 8. Second down 8.
There you go. Get in there. Get up here.
Carnes trying to trip around the right side over there, is tripped up after another gain of a yard or so. Third down.
I was going to go down and rip these over his head tonight.
Here we go.
What a rip you dome.
Carnes throwing. Fires one over to the other side. Wow, Wade Whitmer was over there, and looked like Wade might have had a momentarily shot at that, but anyway.
That's intended for Ryan Williams, is incomplete.
Fourth down. Has left up. The fogginess on the lens is because the lens is wet. It's sort of a spray on it, so let's see what happens. Maybe I can clean it after this series. He wants to slip down. Trojans will take over. First and 10 up the middle, they go with it and got a yard or 3. The Ripper that time going out to the 30. Second down and 7. Second and 7.
God, you can't outrun.
Third and 7.
You can't.
Third down.
Drosky and Derek Williams.
Third and 7. Third and 17. Or third and 7, rather. Pass over the middle. It is incomplete. Intended for number 83, Jeffries. But goes as an incompletion. Pretty good coverage out there by the Panthers that time. It'll bring up a fourth down. And the rain has virtually stopped at the moment, or darn nearly. Amazing night here at the ballpark. Drenching for one moment, and now we're in the dry, more or less. Fourth down.
Jeffries back to punt.
Jeffries will punt. Low snap, gets by him. Let's see, he's going to take it and try to run it out of there, and he is going to be tackled. And the Panthers will take over with 3:42 left here in the ball game.
High snap.
How is it?
First and 10. First and 10 for the Panthers. No umbrella at the moment. Just moments ago it was pouring. Back he goes. Fires one down into the corner here. His man out there. He's got it. Fine catch out there that time by that young fella. And he is injured maybe on the play. He's getting up very slowly. But yeah, he might have hurt a leg or something. I'm not sure. What a heck of a catch and a good throw. It's now 27-6 with an extra point try coming up.
He was a beauty.
Yeah.
Banaviani holding as Dundor attempts the extra point.
Kicked the last one and they were successful. See what they do with this one. Snaps down, placements up. Kick is good. 28-6 with 3:36 left here in this ball game. Markle and Whitmer are deep for UDA to receive this kick. 3:36 left in the ball game. And here it comes. It's going to be picked up back here by Whitmer. He'll spin around the left side, and he's tackled down at around the 25-yard line, somewhere around there. And then it'll be first and 10, UD.
And the Trojan board by supporting that.
All right, here we go now. Trojans on a first and 10.
First and 10 at the 25.
Buffington wants to throw. He's looking. Dumps one over the middle. It is complete to Wade Whitmer. Oh, Wade just about broke that bugger. All right, he's tackled out there by 89, but Wade gets it out to the 43-yard line. 3:19 left here in the ball game. They will start the clock. Smelts in the backfield behind Buffington. Buffington looking, fires one down the other side, a little bit too high and out of bounds it goes. And it will be second down and 10. Well, there we go on a second down and 10. Buffington rolls left. fires one downfield. It's going to be picked off, I think. Yeah, picked off. It'll be first down for the Panthers with 2:48 left here in the ball game.
Panthers.
Got a new quarterback in there for the Panthers now as we play down this final couple of minute and a half here, or 2 minutes and a half. Not much on that one. It'll be second down.
Back to the line.
Second and 10 from the 30 for the Panthers. This time there's a loss of a yard or so in a play as they never got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be third and about 11 or 12.
First down by Langham. Loss of one in the play. Will be
Totally quiet down right now at the ballpark here. No rain to talk about, and that's about been the most interesting part of the ball game for us UDA Trojan fans. Anyway, another loss on the play out there. So this squad here is doing some work out there against these guys as the clock winds down now, 1:20. And fourth down coming up. And the Trojans will be getting the ball back, at least for the finale of this one. They'll send back Whitmer and Markle, I guess it is. See what kind of a snap he gets. They've been pretty exciting this evening, especially theirs. There's another low one, but he'll get this off, and it comes over here to Whitmer, or rather to Markle. And Markle will take it at the 49-yard line, where the Trojans will put it in play first and 10 with exactly 52.6 seconds remaining in the ballgame. First and 10 from the 49-yard line of UDA. Back to pass goes Smelts. Fires one over this way. It is complete. This is Wiest with it, and Wiest will dive down to the 40-yard line where he's tackled. And the rain's starting to come down again, believe it or not. 35 seconds left in the ball game as the showers come down again. The umbrella comes out, and thanks to Ray Coles for protecting me and my equipment tonight here. Ray, my buddy, who is at every ball game with me, and he is in charge of the umbrella. Second down, or first down rather. And let's see, he'll fire one downfield. It is complete to Loesch. Loesch turns around and then gets bumped out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. Matt with a good catch. Tried to make a little deke out there in the wet grass and spun himself out of bounds at about the 22, very smartly, stopping the clock with 10.9 seconds. So 11 seconds remaining, time for one play perhaps. And that'll do it here at Schuylkill Valley. Trojans taking one on the chin tonight. 28-6, and not much you can say about this ball game. Not much blocking, seriously, and not much tackling going on either. So here we go. Final play of the game. Buffington rolling, looking, has a little time. Fires one down this way. It is going to be complete to Whitmer. Takes one leap, and then he's tackled, and that's probably going to do it as the game ends. Final score here tonight, and we'll get out of here. 28 and for the Panthers and 6 for UDA. We'll catch you at the next UDA ball game next week at home and look for better results then. So good night. See you later.